Hi friends, this is Veena. Welcome to Patty Cake and the third video in my series on quick and tasty breakfast recipes. Today I'm going to show you how to make instant, super soft poha idlis without the bother of overnight fermentation. Sounds interesting? Then let's get started. Like I mentioned, this is an instant recipe that will help you prepare tasty idlis from scratch, but in minutes. Here I have 3/4 of a cup of thick poha, the same kind that we use to prepare onion and potato pohe. Let's grind this coarsely in a grinder. Now for those of you who want to wash the poha before using it, here's how you could do that. But this is an optional step. You don't have to do this. Add some water to the ground poha, rinse it well in the water, give it a few seconds to settle down, and then drain off the water. You could do this twice. Here's the drained ground poha. And here I have 1 cup of regular rava, the kind we use to make upma. You could also use rice rava, also called idli rava. I've noticed online that many people seem concerned about the poha and rava not being rinsed or roasted in instant recipes. So those of you who feel the need to rinse the rava with water could do it like this. Again, this step too is optional. Now let's add the rinsed ground poha to the rinsed out rava. And then add in 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. This is 1/2 cup of water. I'll rinse the yogurt bowl with some of it and then pour in the rest of the water. Now let's mix everything. Cover the mixture and let it rest for around 20 minutes. In the meanwhile, let's prepare a restaurant-style chutney that can be made without coconut. Here's what we'll need. 1/4 cup of roasted chana or roasted chana dal, 1/2 cup of roasted and skinned peanuts, a few sprigs of coriander leaves, 4 chopped green chilies, 3 cloves of garlic, and a small ball of tamarind soaked in a little water. Instead of tamarind, you could also use 1.5 tablespoons of lime juice. Let's chop the garlic, tear up the coriander sprigs, and then add everything to a grinder jar, along with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and some water. And then grind it to a smooth chutney like this. You could adjust its taste by adding more tamarind, green chilies or salt if necessary. Let's transfer the chutney to a bowl. Finally, we'll prepare a tadka for seasoning the chutney. Here I have 2 teaspoons of oil heating on a medium flame. To it, I'll add 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seeds. And when they stop spluttering, add in 1/4 teaspoon of hing or asafoetida, a few curry leaves, and 2 to 3 pieces of dried red chilies. And then pour the tadka over the chutney and mix it in. Now let's lightly grease the idli molds. If you don't have idli molds, you could make plate idlis by pouring a 1/2 to 3/4 inch thick layer of the batter into shallow plates or cooker containers or cake pans. I've greased all the molds. Now let's check the batter. The consistency seems just right. The batter should have a thick, dropping consistency like this. But if your batter is a little thinner, add in a little more rava. If it seems a little too dry, then add a tablespoon or so of water to it. Just see that the consistency is like this. This is the most important step in today's recipe. Next, we'll add in 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and our raising agent. I'm using 3/4 of a teaspoon of fruit salt, meaning a little less than 1 sachet. You could also use 1/3 of a teaspoon of baking soda instead. Let's add 1 teaspoon of water and whip the batter well. Now let's quickly pour a little of it into each mold. After filling the molds, I have a little extra batter which I'll pour into a cooker container. But first, I'll take this idli stand to my improvised steamer, inside which the water has already come to a boil. We'll steam the idlis for around 15 minutes. And I'll steam this in my cooker for around the same time. It's now 18 minutes, so let's check the idlis by doing a skewer test. It's clean. You could also use a fork. I'll take the stand out and let the idlis cool for around 10 minutes. Now let's unmold them. They look so tempting. These idlis are incredibly soft. Let me break one and show you how beautifully spongy and porous it is inside. Next, let's unmold our plate idli. This too is soft and spongy. Time for a taste test. Wow, just as I expected, light and so tasty. You'll be amazed at how soft these instant idlis are. So do make them and let me know how your idlis turn out. But before that, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. See you in my next video. Till then, stay safe and stay blessed.